Hello everybody and welcome back to Crafty TV and welcome to our award-winning show which we call Craft Along. Now this show is all about crafting along, but in real time. We will have a project for you which hopefully will take the course of the next couple of hours to complete, and you can craft along with us. So whether you have this collection or not, it's absolutely fine, because if you've already got the Angel collection, which is the collection we're going to be concentrating on, you can craft along in real time with us. Ask us to repeat any measurements, ask us to go back, ask any questions and complete the project whilst we do it here on the show. Or if you haven't yet got this collection, you can pick it up today, come back and watch this show once you've received it, or maybe you have already got this collection but you haven't got time to craft along today. You have got the ability to be able to craft along at a time that suits you, and that's why everybody loves our award-winning craft along. Just worth mentioning as well, actually, that over on the website right now, we do have our booklet for our birthday event, which begins on Monday. You can download it, you can see everything which is coming up, you can get very excited about all of those launches and get it right now. So if you haven't yet got a physical copy of it, make sure that you download the booklet right now, and you can see, of course, all of the deals that we've got coming up on this show right here, and indeed on Masterclass a little bit later on, where we're going to be concentrating on the Knitwit collections. Now, it is not me hosting the craft along. Actually, we were discussing off air just before the show how hilarious it would be if I did lead a craft along. Sorry, I've got John and Liam just the other side of camera 5 doing a few bits and pieces ready for our big event on Monday. And when I said the words, how hilarious it would be if I did a craft along, they both went like that. I don't think it would be that funny. But anyway, I'm not leading the craft along. Thankfully, someone very competent is here to do that side of things. A lady who has already smashed it out of the park today as far as the demonstrations are concerned. It is the one and only Michelle McCarthy.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Welcome.
I feel like I need to bow. Thank you.
You all right?
I'm bowing.
You what?
I'm having a bow.
Oh.
I felt like I
thought you said I'm bowing. I was like, all right. I mean, you're a bit of a legend in the crafty world, but wouldn't quite call you Bowie yet, you know.
No, not quite there yet.
Lovely project you're going to be making for us.
Thank you. So should we have another look? So
yeah.
This is, again, so using the Angel collection. I think so many people... in fact, someone messaged me and said, if you remember me showing the samples on launch day, there was a memory book in the samples like this, and someone said, could you do something like that? And I was like, oh my God, yes. So we're doing that. I obviously, you know that I asked you, you all were, yes, we would love to know how to do it. So we're going to do it properly. So it's with mount boards. So we're using mount boards to make a really nice, sturdy album. So it can be a photo album, it can be a memory album, you can be creating it with all your pages, your flips and your flaps and your slots and your pockets. Don't forget pockets. Honest to goodness, you know, you can imagine. So anyway, guys, so even to using this die here, I haven't glued the front down. So if I just bring this in, other way, backwards. Ooh. Even that one is going to be a pocket.
Love
there
it.
You go. So you can literally make anything into a pocket. We've got slots on the top of the pages. We're going to show you how to make the spines. So we're going to go all through it. So that, and I've even got, probably not get time to actually do it, but I can just sort of talk you through how just to make your own little embellishment thingamabob on the side.
I feel like this is a big project and we are going to need to crack on with it. But at least you'll be able to see the kind of...
yes, we're going to get the bones of it made.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, talking about getting the bones of it made, what will we need, Michelle, to complete said craft along?
Right, so what you're going to need to craft along is, so you're going to need your Angel collection. You're going to need the 12 by 12 paper pad, A4 luxury mixed card pad, the Angel Kisses stamp and die set, Feathers Appear die set, and the Eternal Love die set. Some mount board, gold matte mirror card, Centura Pearl in ivory, your King Gold gilding wax, quick dry ink pad in Midnight, and then you're also going to need some circle nesting dies, red liner tape, Kalal all-purpose glue and your tacky glue, your hot glue gun and a dotted tape pen, pencil and ruler, craft knife and scissors, guillotine and scoreboard, Gemini die cutting machine, some strings of beads, metal charms, metal butt corners and feathers, brad fastener with pull ring and split ring.
There we go. Everything that you'll need right there. Hopefully, if you are taking part in this, you've got most of that to hand. If you haven't, we'll give you just a little bit longer to get all your bits and pieces together. We don't have huge amounts of the collection left, is what I will tell you straight off the top. We've got 50 chances left for you to get this full collection. It doesn't include the 12 by 12 paper pad. That's gone, that's sold out. However, what you do have within the collection as far as consumables are concerned, you've got your 24 sheets of luxury linen cardstock. You will also get a link within the collection itself to get the 8x8 pad in downloadable form, which I think is brilliant really, because then you've got that pad forever. You know, whenever you want to use it, you've got that there on your computer, on your tablet, wherever you store it. So that comes with your cardstock and your vellum as well, 24 sheets of that gorgeous vellum in all of these styles. So that is all of the consumable elements that you're going to receive. On top of that, you've got all of these goodies here, so all of the hardware right here. Embossing folders, you've got this beautiful 3D embossing folder called Angel Wings with the beautiful wings there coming to the fore. Talking of angel wings, this die set I think is my favourite within the collection, Believe in Angels, where you can cut out those wings to pop out of your cardstock to create such a dramatic effect. You've got edgeables in here, and not just with angels of course, but you've also got feathers, which feature a lot within this particular collection. That one is called Feather Appeals. Then more angels, the Heaven Sent, absolutely gorgeous. Again, for creating that aperture, maybe you want a colour paper piece, maybe you want to make a shaker card or have that as like a box lid potentially. You've got stamp and die sets in here. This one is called Ethereal Angels with that gorgeous angel and the peace dove and the feather. You've then got the angel prayer as well in there. That one's the beautiful angel with the harp and the flower. What flower is that, out of interest? No. A pretty one. Thank you, Charlotte. I'm going to go with that. With the angel with the pretty flower. Angel Blessings is more sentiments in here. And this is really cute, actually, because you've got a lot of generic sentiments, if you like, sentiments for all sorts of occasions. So things like, you inspire me, you are heaven sent, you are a blessing, friends are angels in disguise. And this one here, faith tells me that no matter what lies ahead of me, angels are already there. Aww. You've got angel kisses as well, which is another set of sentiments. However, this time around, you get the ability to die cut out the word angel in this beautiful font you're seeing here, and then you can make up your own sentiment with the stamps provided. So you are my guardian angel. May there always be an angel. You've got angel kisses, angel by your side, and I'm loving angels instead. That one's not in there. Neither is angel delight. Oh, I used to love that back in the day, Jamie. You'd also get heavenly blessings, which again is just beautiful, almost sort of stained glass window effect angel, which comes as a two-piece set. It is 47 elements, 48 sheets of paper and card, and your downloadable 8x8 paper pad. What an absolute bargain! £70.40, $88.80 if you're shopping with us in the US. Lots of people already grabbed it today. You will be one of the final few to grab it if you do grab it today, because it is disappearing. You've got less than 50 chances to grab it. Few quick hellos and then we will get going. Hi to Sandra, who joins us saying good afternoon. Ben, Michelle, crew, social media superstar. We've got Cool Cat Caitlin on the socials. We have got Jamie and Charlotte in the gallery. Oh yay, hello. Eileen says good morning. Good morning, everyone from Puerto Rico. Hi, Christine Mahoney, who says, hello again. I've sent you my angel costume earlier. Listen, if we've definitely got that picture, I think. And seeing as we are talking angels, we are going to be seeing Christine Mahoney dressed as an angel later in the show.
Nice.
If that doesn't make you stick around, I don't know what will. Good afternoon from Ben McCarthy.
Oh.
And hi, Gilmore. Says, hello, Ben, Michelle, team, social superstar, and Crafty Peeps. Thank you so much, Michelle, for this fab memory book craft along. Laura says, Laura, L-O-R-A, Laura Schweiger-Schnuckel. Laura, is that Laura or Laura? Tell me, Laura. Hello from a rainy northern Illinois. Today's our 50th anniversary. Well, happy anniversary. I'm celebrating watching Crafters TV. We'll go out for a nice dinner later on. We need all the details on that, please.
Yes.
Georgianne says, hi, Ben and Michelle from Clearwater, Florida. Very interested in getting the paper watch you made when you first came to Crafters. The paper watch.
Oh.
Paper watch.
You know, my first...
Oh.
Do you know, did you message me or ask me on a post and I said I was going to get it for you? I haven't done it, have I? It was my first ever show with you and Craig. I did the... Is that like too far away?
I can't remember yesterday, let alone... it's a year ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
Over a year ago.
Yeah, just over a year, yeah.
A paper watch?
Yeah, I did it with the some little character stamps. I made it so it opened. So you could put like little snacks in, you know, for like kids' goodie bags and stuff at parties.
Okay.
I will get that because it's my first show and I posted it a little while ago, but I will find it again and I'll repost it on my page, but with the actual link.
Yeah.
Didn't put the link on before because I think my post was me joking about how many times I could say so I didn't post the link. I just posted a screenshot, but I'll get that for you definitely.
Okay. Good morning from Evelyn. Good morning from Mary Pat. Says, Michelle, this is absolutely your best project ever. I absolutely fell instantly in love with it. And hi to Diane. He says, this project looks amazing. Know who I would like to make this for. We'll watch and do it later. Well, let's do it now. We're going to get straight on into this. If you're crafting along, let us know. If you need us to stop, rewind, repeat, ask a question, you know how to do it. But let's get started. I am going to stand back and watch in awe of this amazing project. Where do we need to start?
We need to start at the beginning.
Very beginning.
So first off, we're going to get our mount board. Now, these pieces that I've got are the ones that came with our jigsaw dies. We do have other mount boards on our website, but these particular ones, so they are 8 6/8 of an inch by 10 3/4. So they're not quite an A4, but again, it absolutely doesn't matter, but these are the ones that I'm using. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to turn it round and I'm just going to cut it to 6 inches. So it's going to be 6 inches and it's going to be by the width of what this is, which is the 8 3/4. So we're just going to, and your guillotine will cut through this absolutely no problem. You're just going to need to give it more of an oomph.
Or a whack, as Jamie just called it.
Or give it a whack, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're going to cut another one to 6 inches high. Oh, how have I just cut that too short? I have cut it too short.
Do you want another bit of...
Do you think Jake could get me some mount board? Ah. Do you know what, already? I went to 5 inches and not 6.
Jake!
But that's all right. So you're going to cut 2 of these pieces. They're going to be 6 inches high. And again, so this is the width of it, which is 8 3/4. So I'm going to cut my spine now. So we're going to cut that 2 inches deep or 2 inches wide. I've just done it again. I'm on 3 inches. For some reason, I can't read my numbers today.
You got your right glasses on?
Yes. So that's going to be 2 inches by 6 inches high.
Do you actually need some more mount board?
Yeah, I do.
Shall I go and get some?
Yes, please.
I don't see much movement out there.
But I can still be getting on. So I've got one piece here. So that is how it's going to lay. That's going to be my spine. And when I get another piece to cut, it's going to go to that side. Obviously, we're not going to do it with that one. So I can still be getting on with this. So what we're going to do is you're going to bring in one of your pieces of paper that you've decided on, and we're going to line it. So this is going to be my front of my book. So when you see it, obviously turn it over and check that you've got the pattern there that you want. I mean, if you want her on there, then you're just going to adjust where you're putting this, but I'm just wanting it plain at the bottom. So I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to roughly, I'm just judging this by eye, I want an inch border all the way round. It doesn't have to be bang on, it just needs to be roughly an inch. So I'm going to cut this down to
He's on the way with his mount board.
Fabulous.
He's coming. Here he comes to save the day.
So I'm not going to put...
We know that Jake is on the way.
Thank you,
There you go.
Jake. Fabulous. Do you know what? Do you know, Jake to the rescue.
Yeah, super Jake.
Right, so we're still going to get on with what's going to be our front piece. So again, I don't want this piece of paper to go all the way to the edge because we're going to bring in and we're going to put some texture cardstock that's going to overlap this edge. I don't want too much bulk there. So I'm going to roughly leave about 1.5 inches here, and then I'm going to have all that covered, and then I want 1 inch border. So which means I need to roughly cut this down to 8 inches. So let me just pull that out. So I'm going to cut that down to 8. And then, because this is 6 inches and I want 1 inch at each side, we're going to cut this down to 8 as well. I'll just double check that says 8, and it does. Right. So here we go. This is going to lay on here like that. And then this is obviously what we're going to fold over. Right, so I'm going to use my tacky glue. You could use your red liner tape on this. I'm going to use my tacky glue because I'm going onto the mount board, and although it's not a coated cardstock, I've just always found the tacky glue is the one that I've always used when I've made this. So yeah. I'm going to stick to what I know. And because I'm using this bottle, can't think what it's called, I know that I'm not going to be putting too much glue on. It's not going to soak through my paper, and I'm not going to get any warping. So let's pop that on there.
So far, I'm wishing I'd crafted along.
Sorry?
So far, I'm wishing that I had crafted along.
Yeah.
I was too busy eating lunch rather than getting stuff ready. We only get an hour in between shows, don't we? So, you know.
Yeah, these ones, yeah. So I'm just using this just to burnish it. You want, always making sure that you've burnished this really well. Everything needs to be stuck down perfectly.
What could you use instead of mount board, asks Audrey. You don't have any.
If you've got an old cardboard box that's been delivered to you, because you're not going to be seeing any of it, so you can be covering that. If you've got any old delivery boxes or anything.
If you've got any old,
well, of course you have. You're watching us. So yeah, if you've got any old boxes, you can always use the back piece of this. It's a little bit thicker. Could double it up. You could be using your cereal boxes. Anything.
Can I just say as well, though, without saying too much here, because I will get in trouble, but I'm going to say something which won't get me in trouble. Have a look at our website right now. Look for mount board. Not only is it in stock, but you'll thank me later.
Perfect. Right, so all I'm going to do now is I want to encourage these up. So I'm just going to do that, and I'm keeping pressure on it. And I'm going to get a nice, perfect fold there.
Yeah.
You can put it on a scoreboard. You can just use this. You can just burnish it up yourself. But it's just easy to use the mount board to just fold it over, because you know that you're going to get it exactly where you want it, right butting up to the side. So I'm just doing that.
Would your guillotine go through cardboard? Like, it would go through certain thickness of cardboard boxes as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would imagine so. I think the only thing is, would you be able to get it under that little plastic guard? If it would, then yes. If no, just use your scissors or your craft knife.
Yeah.
Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to cut these corners, because we don't want, again, we don't want a lot of bulk on our corners. So you're going to cut them away. We're going to fold that over, and just there where it sort of overlaps, we're just going to gently tease it in, so inwards, not outwards. So you want it to gently tease in, and then when you bring this one over, let me turn it round because I'm a bit, you've got a nice crisp corner. Now, if you feel that that pokes out a little bit, then you will just tuck it in a little bit more. So do not glue this down until you've sort of turned it over. I have got a perfectly crisp corner there. So you definitely, again, it's quite precise this. You're just tucking everything in really well and brilliantly, but it's not hard. It's just about taking that little bit of time to really make sure everything's burnished and stuck down, folded really well. So I'm going to use red liner tape there, and on the top of that bit there, I'm going to bring in my glue. And then where is my... So I always tuck this one in first. I always tuck my side in, then when I bring my top and bottom in, it just sort of goes uniformly stuck. So when you bring that up, before you even stick it down, you need to hold it. Obviously make sure that you've got that lovely burnish line, but stick it from the middle and go out. If you stick it from that side, the fear is that it's going to go on a wonk and it's not going to stick properly. So you're going to stick it to the middle and then you're going to come out and you're going to get a perfect stick. Lovely. And then we're going to do the same on the other two sides.
Hi to Diane, he says this project looks amazing. And Laura says, Laura is pronounced Laura, yeah, Laura, but most pronounce it the same as Laura. We're going to a high-end restaurant. Our nephew and family are treating us. That's Laura who's got their 50th anniversary. It sounds very nice. Rhonda says, I've bought a separate guillotine for cutting my chipboard and mount board. And Tess says, I need to order more mount boards so it will get here by Christmas. As I say, for you, Tess, and also Rosalind, who says, I need to use some of my mount board. Maybe if you do need to buy some more, head to the website, type in mount board. It's not on the show. If you type in mount board in the search bar, you will see the deal there for you on mount board. And as I say, you'll be very excited because it's a great deal and it will lead you to other great deals on the website as well.
So again, I've just moved on to the other side. Just going to glue it as well.
Is there written directions for this, asks Christine Mahoney?
There's not, but I can do some. And there you go. So I have got my piece lovely and covered. If I turn it over, I've got crisp sides. And then what I tend to do is I get my scoring tool and I just run it along there and you get a lovely square edge. Can you have a square edge? But you know what I mean? It really just makes it nice and crisp. So that is going to be my front. And then obviously when I bring the blue in, that's what it's going to look like.
Lovely.
So we're going to pop that to the side and we're going to do exactly the same with the back piece. So I'm going to bring in my mount board, my new fresh piece that Jake brought me. Right, where's the number 6?
Has he bought you a few bits?
Yeah, it's at 6. There we go. Let me bring that in. It's definitely at 6, look, it fits perfect.
Perfect.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do exactly the same. So that's going to be the front, that's going to be the back, and I've got my spine. So again, let me just pop those two to that side. And I know from the other one that I need to cut this down to 8 inches by 8 inches. Because I measured it properly that time. There we go. So whatever size you're deciding to do, the base instructions are exactly the same as what I'm doing. You're not really going to go any different to how I'm showing you to do it. You're just going to alter the sizes, obviously, if you're making a different sized one.
You know the metal book corners?
Yeah.
Where are they from?
So all the metal embellishments that I've used are just all stuff that I've got out of my stash at home.
Okay.
We did do some metal book corners with our memory books that we released a little while ago, but they're slightly different to the ones that I've got. But all the bits I've got, you can get really cheaply. You get like 20 for the pound off certain websites and stuff. So
I asked because Diane was asking. We have collections as well with those bits and pieces, like you say.
We've got
wooden book corners we do as well. I'm sure
we've got a few bits on the website. Yes, definitely.
Have a look. Are you using tacky or all-purpose glue, asked Rosalind? Great question
So
today.
when see, now this is probably just a personal preference. When I've glued that full piece down, I used my tacky glue. But when I'm gluing my edges down, and don't ask me why, it's just something I've always done, I always use red liner tape because you want that grab to keep that fold over. But I've added my collal on as extra. So, and again, I think for no other reason that I feel to have the tacky glue, when I'm putting the whole of the front on there,
Yeah.
it just feels better for me, it just glues better for me. But again, you know, if you want to use the collal to sort of wiggle it into position a little bit better, it's entirely up to you. But that's what I use because I just feel that's the one that I discovered years ago when I started doing these, and it's just the recipe that I've always stuck to.
Yeah.
So again, I'm just flipping these over just to get that lovely crisp edge on these. I always want to make sure that they're really burnished, really buttered up to the edge, because it's not going to sit very nice at all if you don't. So I've lost.
So what about taking that bit of time early on to make sure that you've got all your bits and pieces
Yes.
burnished and buttered up?
And buttered up. Yeah.
That's buttered up, not buttered up.
There's probably technical terms for everything that I decide to say, but you know, it's me. So again, those little bits that just overlap there a little bit, you're just going to sort of either with your finger or your scoring tool, just going to make sure you sort of just, again, you're just giving it a really good score. So when you bring that over, you're going to get a perfect edge there. If I don't do that and I fold it over, it's going to come out, it's going to point out, and it just doesn't look right. So for the sake of just squishing that in and then folding that over, you've got a perfect corner.
Yeah.
So so I stick my side down first. Peel that off. I've got kitchen roll next to me. I'm supposed to use that for the red liner tape, aren't I?
Kitchen roll?
Yeah, for the static.
To get the static off.
Yeah. So again, we're gonna press it over in the middle first, and we're gonna come out and push it. We're pushing it always in towards where we're wanting it to stick onto, and you're gonna get a perfect stick.
Hi to Anna Galvin, who says, can't wait to play with mine. It arrived yesterday evening. The whole collection is so beautiful, and the papers are to die for. Thank you, Crafter's Companion. Well, you are more than welcome.
Yeah.
And don't forget, if you go for the full collection today, you will get the cardstock, you will get the vellum, and you will get the downloadable 8x8 paper pad as well. There are now 45 chances left to buy. And that'll be that, won't it?
And that will be that.
Once it's gone, it's gone. When it's gone, it's gone. Wiggig. Wiggig. It's a cake. It's scone, he said.
Oh, now there's a debate.
Oh, don't start that one. Scone or scone, are you going to say?
Yeah.
Are you going to say jam first, then cream, or cream
Yeah.
first, then jam? Always cream first, then jam.
Really?
Yes, that's the Devonshire way, the proper way of doing it.
Oh.
Because
I
I
didn't know
liken it
that.
to, if you were gonna put butter and jam on it, you'd put your butter on first, wouldn't you? You wouldn't put your jam. If you do your toast in the morning, you don't do jam and then butter.
Of course not, no.
Huh?
Well, now you've said it that way, it makes sense.
No, Charlotte, they're not. They're not two different things. No, it's always cream then jam. You watch the comments now.
Right,
You
so
started that one, by the way, not me.
I know, sorry. So it's good to have a healthy debate.
Yeah, about the very important things in life.
So we're looking at the insides of our album here. So if I turn that over, that is going to be my front piece. And if I turn that, that is going to be the back piece. But obviously we're not done because we need to attach the spine. Now, if I was making a lot smaller memory book, what I've done here instead of doing it on that one piece and then on that one piece, I could do it with a full 12 by 12 sheet and encapsulate all of these together. But because we're going bigger, we're just not able to do that at all. So this is the reason we're doing it this way.
Okay.
So to attach all these together, I'm going to use a piece of blue from the card pack. And we are going to cut this down. So again, we're 6 inches high, so we're going to have that extra inch at the top and bottom to fold over. So obviously, because this is 8.2, we're just going to leave that as high as it is. We're just going to cut it short. So we're going to cut it to 6 inches. Because my spine is 2 inches and I want roughly 2 inches coming over each side. So we're just going to cut that down to 6. So this is 6 by 8. So if I bring it in and show you, that's going to pop in the middle and we're going to have these on the sides and you can see how they're going to fold over just like we did here.
Yeah.
So we're going to glue the spine piece down first.
Could you, says Sandra, glue 2 or 3 sheets of multi-purpose cardstock together using the Collal all-purpose screw to create almost like a mount board weight front and back?
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, it's a 300 GSM, so, you know, if you put 3 or 4 of those together, obviously allow them to dry. But yeah, you're going to get a really nice thick piece. So you absolutely can do that if you don't have the mount board.
Hi also to Carol, who says, Ben, you're right, butter than jam or cream than jam. Hi also to Linda, who says, good afternoon, Ben, Michelle, team, and my lovely crafty friends from Dudley. Hi to Audrey, says, yes, please post written directions. My 2 pups are doing zoomed, and wanting me to play with them.
Zoomies.
Oh, zoomies. Is that when they just go mad? Yeah. Lillian, no, they're not on Zoom having a meeting. Lillian says, I love cake. Sandra says, sorry, but it's easier to put the cream on top of the jam. And Miriam says, that's what my British husband says too, Ben. Butter than jam or cream than jam. Yes. Yeah.
I don't know, I still put jam first.
You do you, as Joe would say.
I like to think there's no right or wrong way with that one.
There isn't.
A personal preference.
There is no right or wrong way, but cream and jam is the right.
But you're right.
I'm not right. Just ask anyone in Devon, they'll tell you.
Right, so I've glued my piece to the middle. And then if I bring this in, you can see that it covers that, so you're not going to see it. But what you need to make sure you do is you need to make sure that you leave a gap between that and that. You need that gap there because when you open your book, so when you're opening your book, open and close, if that is buttered up to there, what's going to happen is your blue paper is going to rip. It's not going to be able to stretch round, it's going to rip. So always, you're roughly leaving a space there, the thickness of your mount board.
Okay.
So we're talking, what, that 2-3 mils or 1/8 of an inch? I wouldn't say it's much more. But so what we're going to do is I'm going to just put a piece of red liner tape there. And again, just because I'm making an album that is going to be opened and closed a lot, I'm just reinforcing everything with red liner. And then I'm going to come in with this. So I might be doing this a bit cack-handed for you. I know if I put my red liner tape there, does no one else know what that means?
I know what it means.
Do you?
Cack-handed.
Yeah.
Sorry, Charlotte in our ears has just gone, cack-handed? Cack-handed? Cack-handed, it means, what does it mean? Like higgledy-piggledy, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's
higgledy-piggledy, yeah, a bit odd way round.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've put the tape on there, but I'm going to put my glue on this.
Yeah.
Which is what I meant. It might seem a bit odd to you.
Cack-handed.
Yeah.
That's a good word, though, isn't it? Cack.
Yeah. Because I'm not sure how far on here I need to glue, but I know that obviously the glue line's going to end there, so if I put it on this piece, I'm not going to go wrong.
Yes. Stop saying that word. Yeah. Such a good word. Oh dear, the conversation that Jamie and Charlotte are now having is non-broadcastable.
Yes, it is. So I'm going to use my finger. I'm going to hold this because I'm not going to stick it straight down. So I'm going to make sure that using my finger, I'm pushing this into place before I push it down. So this is again a place where you're going to concentrate. You're going to gently drop it and then press it down. And I've got that perfect seam, that perfect margin there. Then when I turn it over, you can see that I've got no glue seeping out because I knew exactly where to glue up to because I glued that bit. So let me just pop that back over. And again, just burnishing that glue down. And I'm going to do exactly the same on this one. I'm going to flip it over. We're going to put a line of red liner tape there.
Sorry, they're still laughing at cat-handed. Now there's a good question, Lynn. I don't know the answer to, and well, producer Jamie may know, or we can find out. Was the 8x8 download in the original Angel collection? I don't know if it was, because you had the 12x12, of course, in the original collection. So I think the 8x8 download has been added because you haven't got the 12x12. But you can as well, by the way, well, you certainly could last week when I was in. If you have got the full collection and you just want to get the downloadable 8x8 on its own, I think you can get that individually. I may be speaking wrong, I'll have a look, but I'm sure that you can get that if you haven't yet got it. And on the subject of jam first, cream first, Sandra says, when you bite into it and it's in your mouth, let's face it, it doesn't make any difference which way round they were. No, it doesn't at all.
No.
It doesn't. You can still get the 8x8 separate, so that is good news if you haven't yet got it.
Oh.
Separately as a download, not as a physical item.
So again, I'm just going to give that all a nice burnish.
That noise.
Oh, did you not like that? Sorry.
A bit.
And I'm going to do exactly the same what I did before.
Yeah.
I'm going to fold that up and over, and I'm going to get my lovely scar line there. I'm going to do the same, just fold it up and over. And I've got my lovely scar. But I'm just going to help this along because it's thicker than the paper. So I'm just going to run that right along the edge, and I'm just swiping it in just to make sure that it's all going the way that I want it to. And again, it's just about really burnishing off those edges. Right, so let us glue it down. So what am I going to do? So again, I'm going to use my red liner tape on the bottom bit and the top bit. But I'm also going to Jamie's just asked me a question, but he just needs to hang on a second and I'll show him.
Jamie, hang on. For goodness sake, he's going to get to that bit.
So again, from the middle.
Ahead, isn't he? Oh.
He's just so impatient. You can imagine him at school when he was little.
Yeah. He'd be like the one when they put your hands up and I'll pick someone, he'd be like, go, miss,
me.
If you've got any questions, by the way, feel free to pop your hand up digitally and let us know.
Right, so let's get this peeled off. Again, I'm double gluing. And again, I'm going to press it up from the middle and we're going to go out. And again, I'm going to bring that up. I'm just going to run that across it. It gives it that nice, beautiful edge. Nice, crisp. So what you're going to do now is where you've got this dip, you're just going to get your little scar tool and you're just going to scar in there and it's just going to naturally scar in. So you're just going to...
That's all answered for you now.
Yeah, there's your answer, Jamie.
Just wait another minute.
So what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to gently lift this.
Yeah.
So my glue's not quite dry there. So again, you're just gonna, let me flick that round. This is a little bit at a time. Do it a little bit and give it a lift up, because what you're doing is you're pressing that down. It's gonna go down into there rather than bow up. So again, giving that a nice lift. And if you can see that my paper is not coming out, it's going in.
Yeah.
So let's do the same again on this side. If your glue's not quite dry when you do this, it is going to bow up, which is why I put the red liner tape on as well. So you need to make sure that your glue is absolutely dry before you attempt to do this bit, because you don't want it to pop up. So you can see that I'm gradually getting that shape. But we're not going to leave it there, but I'm just looking at the time. Should we have a little break or should I carry on? Is the question. Just in case anyone wants to catch up or write anything down.
I think that's a good point to have a little break.
That is where I am for now.
Excellent. Well, the good thing is like you've made now like the front cover with the spine for it as well, really. So I suppose a lot of now what you will put in will be a lot of the same sort of idea, won't it? I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're looking good.
We're looking good.
Do let us know if you've got any questions, any comments, anything you want to know. Do ask. Sil Sparky says, I'm loving this demo. All the demo team are so talented. Everyone is my favourite whilst I'm watching.
Oh.
But my favourites are always the construction mates.
Yeah.
So you'll be loving this today, no doubt. The Angel collection is still available. We're heading down to around about 40 of those left. If you want to grab it, 70, 40 or 88, 80. The Timeless Butterflies proved very popular. These launched last week as well. We launched the bows, of course, last week, which proved hugely popular. I didn't see those. This was a launch that Joe did, I think. I want to say with Debbie.
Yeah, I think it was Debbie Fisher.
That
was Debbie Robinson, I think, the butterflies.
Yeah, with Debbie. Debbie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes, it was. It was. Because it was why did I come in? I was in on the day when it happened, Tuesday. I don't know. Anyway, it's the Timeless Butterfly collection. So what you get with this is you get a load of dies. You get 24 printed papers for you to be able to cut out. This is like they're called lepidopterists, aren't they? People who collect butterflies.
Are they?
Yeah, lepidopterists. And you see, they make they collect their butterflies, don't they? And they put them behind glass and frame them and stuff, and then have all of their different names and like the Latin names for all the butterflies. That's what this reminds me of, like a lepidopterist's office. Not that I've ever been in a lepidopterist's office, but it's kind of the thing I'd imagine that it would look like with all of the different butterflies that you have got right here. So you're going to get all of those printed sheets, and then you've got all of the dies to be able to cut them out as well. So brilliant for the fact that you can use these to cut those, but then look at all of the different dies that you got for like you can use on your own cardstock.
Yeah, and you also get like a stencil in there, so you know exactly where to place each die over which butterfly, because it's like a numbered stencil.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, it helps you to, I mean, you look at all that and you think, which on earth goes on which, but that stencil in there makes it all easy for you.
Yeah, so there you go. I'm not showing that very well, but anyway, there's your stencil, so it's all numbered up. So you can use that with your dies, with your paper pad, and you get, as I say, 24 of those printed papers to line up. And I suppose, you don't have to cut them all in one go. You can just use, individual ones at a time. But how great to have all of these different butterflies as focal points for your cards, or indeed just to have as little embellishments. Just two little cards here that you can see. Lovely Bianca made that. I mean, again, how stunning is that? Just creating a bit of a watercolour sort of background and then just applying all of those different butterflies on there. A kaleidoscope of butterflies. And I really like this one as well, which has just been created with that gorgeous some nesting dies and just creating an aperture, having the butterflies flying through there. That's a great price when you think about it. Whoa! Just seen that as well.
Oh, yeah. I never noticed that.
I didn't till literally just this second. Just taking Jane in the gallery, just like, there's like silence. Oh yeah, 100 points. You get 100 bonus points. So you're only spending $15.99 or $18.36 if you're platinum, you'll get 100 bonus points. And let's be honest, how many times do you need a butterfly on a project? literally all the time. So this is a collection you absolutely need to go for at that price with that deal. Make sure you snap it up. We are going to take a short little break right now, give you opportunity to check out your baskets. If the Angel collection is in your basket, make sure you get it checked out because we are heading down towards less than 40 of these remaining. But if you have got any questions as well, get those in. And when we come back, we will start to create the inside of that amazing album. It's all coming up on today's Craft Along.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
One that was really funny, Ben. You didn't.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that? We'll do it. Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Time to get red carpet ready. Our sensational 17th birthday is nearly here, and we're bringing the razzle dazzle to celebrate in serious style.
Join us from the 17th to the 30th of October for the most sensational soiree of the season.
Boy, do we have some treats in store for you. We have got a star-studded lineup of launches and so many crafty treats and surprises.
So head on over to the Crafters Companion website to find out more.
Welcome back. We are going to go. What? Welcome back. We're going to go straight back into the demo because we've got lots to be getting on with. No more questions come through, so I think we're all good. If you are crafting along there, do please let us know. We will get those questions answered. But let us get back to Michelle. We've made the cover. What do we do next?
So we're going to, Sophie, let me move that for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover the insides of this now. So obviously, it doesn't look the nicest, so we're going to cover it up. So we're going to pick, again, some more paper from in the pad. So the hardest thing is deciding on which one that you want to use. I've got to use that one. You want to use. So we're covering this up, and again, we don't need to go all the way to the right to the edge because we're going to cut a piece of this out, and that's going to, again, we're going to do the same on the inside. So we need two pieces just roughly up to here. So if I'm measuring this, so round to about to there is about 8 inches. So let's cut 2 of these down. It's so sad cutting this paper off.
No. It's a nice bit of paper.
Right, and again, so my album is 6 inches high, but I want to have a little bit of, why do I always want to say a seam? I want to have a bit of a border round. So we're not going to go to the full 6 inch. So we're going to cut that down to 5 6/8 or 5 3/4. And I'm going to pop it on, and I'm going to see if I'm happy with the amount that's round. If you want to be able to see more, then cut this down, but I'm happy with that, so we're going to leave that as it is. So I'm going to do the same for the back. So we have got 2 pieces that are 8 inches wide by 5 6/8 of an inch high. And then again, I don't think that one's going to be big enough. So we need to cut another blue piece for this. So we're going to go 6 inches wide, and it's 6 inches high, but again, we want that 1/4 of an inch. So this one is going to be 6 inches by 5 6/8, yeah. So let me just pop that there. And that's perfect. So again, so we're just going to glue these down. We're going to glue these two outside pieces down first.
Okay. It's a lovely, lovely paper pad, isn't it?
It really is. I mean,
Makes
look.
you wish that we did a paper pad where like one of the sides was really terrible.
Yes.
That made it easier to use which side
I know.
you were going to use. But
I know. I think that's why we all tend to buy more than one.
yeah. I know why this one's sold out, because it is just absolutely beautiful.
It really is. So I have used my collal on this side because I want to make sure that I can wriggle this enough and for long enough to exactly where I want it to be. You can see you get that lovely, nice, clean finish on that now.
Why do you decide to do a craft along like this when you got given the task of doing it?
When I got given the Angel collection, because when I was on launch day, I mean, I was watching Sarah on launch day, but I had it on Wake Up Call, and in the samples, I don't think I've got them with me. In fact, I have, look. In the samples, there's this one.
Okay.
And everyone loved it, and one lovely lady messaged me and said, could you do something like that on an upcoming craft along? And I said, actually, as it so happens, I've got the Angel collection coming up as a craft along. So I asked on my page and everyone was like, yes, please do it. So
you're kind of doing this by popular demand then, really?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because I think the lady asked, was it, you know, how did, you know, that she get the edges or the cover the way it was, and I said she'd used mount board. So.
How great though that you guys can influence what we do on the channel. I just think that's another great thing, that you go, oh, what do you want to see? Then everyone tells you, then you do it.
Yeah.
So
I think,
good.
yeah, I think that's nice. And definitely, I mean, it was an overwhelming yes from everyone when I said, you know, what do you think? Right, so that is going to go on there, and I should have cut that absolutely perfect, that you're not going to, it's not going to be wonky. I have, look at that, I couldn't do that again. So again, because this piece is going to be going over this bit here, where we're going to have those folds, I'm going to reinforce it with red liner. And again, you don't have to, I do, because the red liner tape is just so brilliant. And if you're gifting something like this, that, you know, you're going to hope, you're going to want to put it together, that they've got it for years and years to come. So you want it. I've lost the end of my tape.
Oh no.
But yes, so I had so many beautiful messages, so many lovely people saying why they would be making you know, memory books, you know, for like lost brothers, sisters, for their kids to keep pictures of their brother in. Is it really awful to say it was quite sad? It was beautiful to hear people sharing things with me.
Yeah.
But it's of something sad.
But I think something like this can be a book of joy, or it can be a book of kind of memories, can't it? You know,
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Angel collection just sparked that in everyone. There was like,
Yeah.
it's so perfect for this kind of thing.
Absolutely. Stephen says, this is amazing. Mine is looking fantastic already.
Oh,
Send in pictures, Stephen. We want to see.
yes.
Crafting along with us.
So I have put my red liner tape across the top and the bottom, and I've put it at each side of where it's going to fold, because that is where you want that paper to stay stuck and not bow up. Because when you're doing that, the fear is it's going to bow, it will get like this little fat belly. You don't want that.
Don't want a fat belly.
No.
Trying to get rid of mine in time for Christmas. Do the health kick before Christmas, lose a few pounds so you can put it all back on again.
Well, that's it. That's the whole point. It's like when you go on holiday, you go on a diet to lose all that weight.
I lost 8 pounds before I went on holiday this year. Have I put it all back on again? Of course I have. Of course I have.
But that's the whole point. You don't really feel like you've put anything on if you've lost it to start with.
Well, I don't know about that. I was very good on holiday because I kept doing all my running and me swimming and gymming and stuff whilst I was there. It was when I came back was the problem.
That's the only thing, isn't it? You come back though into a depression.
Well, isn't it, Michelle?
Sorry?
It's harder when you get to our age.
Yes, it really is.
It's true, the old saying, what they say, a moment on the lips.
A lifetime on the hips. It's not my hips so much as my bum. What can I say?
A moment on your gums.
I love that. Right, so I'm going to put glue all over this. I know I've used the red liner tape, but for all those little bits that I've missed. Oh, I like that. So this, again, you need to be really careful lining this up. You don't want it to go on wonky because you don't want, well, you don't want it wonky. It's as simple as that. There you go. For no other reason. There you go. I think I've lined that up pretty well. So again, we're just going to bring this in and really quietly because Ben doesn't like the noise. I'm going to burn.
That's better.
Right, so before so we're going to re-burnish into those grooves, but before I do it, I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to make sure that that has really dried before I even attempt to do that, because that's when your paper will pop up because it hasn't stuck down and dried properly.
Okay.
So we're going to pop that there. And what we will do is we will start on the bits that are going to be our spine. So again, I'm going to use this, but you can use a stronger card if you want. I'm using this because it ties in with the middle of my album. So again, my album is 6 inches high and I want this just that 1/4 of an inch shorter. So we're going to cut this down to 5 3/4. Yeah.
Astrid says, I rejoined SW last night and I'm on a mission to get back into my favourite snakeskin trousers.
Wow.
What's SW? I don't know what that is.
Swimming World?
Ah, swimming world. Snakeskin trousers, eh? Sounds very snazzy.
I love that.
And hello, says Laurie Barnett, and happy Friday. Hello, Laurie. Just getting up, grabbing a cuppa and watching the show from Gilbert, Arizona. Great project with this fabulous angel collection. Life is good with coffee and crafty friends.
So I'm going to cut. Sorry, Ben.
Sorry, I was just thinking about how snazzy snakeskin trousers would look.
I know, exactly the same. So these are going to be 1.5 inch. I'm cutting 3 because that's how many is going to fit in here. If you want more, then what you're going to do is, let me just bring my scoreboard in. If you want more pages in this album, so let me score this and then I'll tell you what I mean. So I'm going to score this at 1/2 inch and 1 inch.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is, if I just give them a good fold, that piece in the middle is what's going to stick into the bottom of my album. And these 2 pieces that are coming up are what's going to hold my pages. If you want to fit more, then that middle piece, make it shorter. So I've made that 1/2 inch, make it 1/4 of an inch. Or if you want your pages wider because you want to really put lots of elements, lots of fold outs and things on your pages, then you would make that wider. But for this one, this is how it's going to be. So this is 5 6/8 by 1.5 inch, and I've scored it at 1/2 inch and a 1 inch.
So how many pages theoretically could you get in there?
So for me, I got, how many did I get in this one? 4.
Oh, okay.
So again, I'm going to score that at 1/2 inch and a 1 inch. 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Let's just move that to the side. So again, if I bring this in, I know you can't, I haven't burnished it yet, but these are going to sit in next to each other. You're going to put those 3 in, and you're going to glue those 2 to the next one. So if I fold this one
I
up,
understand now.
those 2 are going to glue together,
Yeah.
and then you've got another. So those 2 glued together will make one border, one edge bit for your page is going to glue onto it. So again, I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to scar this last one. And the middle on all 3 of them is what's going to glue into my book to make the spine. So on the middle pieces, we're going to put our tape again. So I'm using this 1/2 inch tape, which is perfectly sized for this. So we're going to put it on all 3. Again, making sure you're burnishing these down really well.
If you are trying this at home as well, do let us know what you're going to be popping into your album. It seems to be good for like creating, you know, I suppose not necessarily the Angel collection, but this style if you've got other papers for maybe like holidays and things like that, and, you know, following your kids as they grow up maybe.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's coming up to Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, we all take a million pictures at Christmas. You could have one for each year.
I quite like that actually. Yeah, seeing all the different pictures at Christmas time.
So those 3 are going to sit in like that. So I'm going to glue that tab. That's the word.
What were you saying?
I was saying margin-y type thing.
Oh.
So you're going to glue that tab to this one. So I'm going to, again, I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to put another line of tape down there. Oh, let me get another one. That one's run out.
Tell you what, you've got some use out some red liner tape today, haven't you?
I did. I have. Right, so I'm going to bring in my thinner one because that's all I've got next to me at the minute. So that is going to, so I'm going to flip that back over and those 2 are going to glue together.
Okay.
But I am going to add an extra strip because that's not quite wide enough.
All the red liner tape's available on the web as well. So I think we've got it on the show, but we've got the 3mm, 6mm and 12mm available. 10 metres on a roll, I think, isn't there?
There's so much.
It's these kind of projects, it comes into its own as well, doesn't it?
Yes, definitely. And again, I know all our glues are absolutely brilliant, but for me, red liner tape, if you're doing anything like this, is just brilliant. So I'm just going to lay that over the top and stick that together. And then if I bring that back, you can see start of my spine.
Yeah.
So again, what I'm going to do is this one's going to tape to that side. So I'm just going to flick that over and we're going to put tape on there. So again, I'm going to put 2 lines on.
Suzanne just says she's mesmerised by your ring.
Oh, thank
looks
you.
like it. Do you know? Isn't that's such a funny thing because I don't know how I've missed that, but obviously I'm seeing what you're seeing at home, and I didn't even notice it until Suzanne's just said, and Jamie's just said he'd never noticed it, but now we're both like, whoa, that is a big sparkly bling bling ring.
It's my husband got me for Mother's Day this year.
Oh wow!
It had to be that big because I've had 3 children and he's ruined my body 3 times.
Right.
So, you know, it had to be a big apology.
That is a big apology.
There we go. So that is my spine. If you was making a bigger book, you're just going to carry on going, adding and adding. But if I turn it over, you can see those 3 pieces of tape that I put on the middles of each are still there because they're what is going to sit in the middle of my book now.
Amazing.
So we're going to bring this in. My glue should be adequately dry now. So you can see there and there that I've got those little marks, and that's just going to run up perfectly. I don't need to use my ruler to figure out where it is or anything. It's just going to naturally go into it. And we're going to do the same again. We're going to just gently lift that up while we're just scoring it, because we want it to go in. We want that paper to go in, not pop out.
Just to say, we've got less than 40 of these now. More of you buying during the show. I think a lot of people are now going, do you know what? I've got my discount here. I'm getting my 8x8 downloadable paper pad. And I've got this craft along to work with. This craft along is selling it to me. I tell you what, it's the kind of thing that you can do with this collection. And the earlier show, yeah, with some great demos there too. This is brilliant.
So what you want to do is, when you are folding this round, be careful, because it needs to stretch around here, does your card. And if you do it in one big wallop, you're going to rip your seams, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. If they do rip, you know, you can get around it. You can use it as the distress look, but you can see it's got all that way to stretch around, so you just need to do it very gently and just a little bit at a time. And don't squeeze that side here shut, because it is going to rip it. So you're just going to, we're going to gently encourage it into place. But you can see where I've done that, and because I've put that red liner tape there, it's not popping up. I've got a perfect album. Do you know what? Sometimes I just like looking at it just like that, because it looks. Jamie and Charlotte have just said professional. I don't want to say it and blow my own trumpet.
It does look professional. To be honest, we had to go and get Daisy some stationery the other day for school, and there was, I mean, not folders this pretty, but folders of this sort of type in the shop that we went into on the shelves, and that would easily. I mean, it was nicer than the folders they had in the shop. If you didn't add any more to that project, that is a great project. Congratulations, well done. It looks amazing.
Thank you. And you could see that it wasn't that hard to do. Now, what you can do in here, Jamie's just said it and he's actually reminded me, you can buy those ring binder things, you know, what pop open? Yeah. You can buy just the inserts to make your own. So you could be popping those in the middle. You could be making the spine like I am, which we're going to pop in now. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this tape off, and then we're going to just pop it in the middle. So now you can, do you know what? Whip this off with ease at home, and then as soon as you try to do it for someone else, it just doesn't pull up.
I find red liner tape always tends to misbehave on shows.
It really does. There we go. So again, because this is red liner tape, as soon as you touch it to your centre, it's going to stick. So what you need to do is you're going to hover it above, and I'm not going to do it, but you're going to be making sure, because my head's going to get in your way, it's going to go right in the middle of this, because you're going to have just a little bit of space left at that side and a little bit of space left at that side. So what I tend to do is I tend to follow that crease and that crease there, hold it out flat, and I line it right up against that bottom one, because I know that line that's going across is exactly where this is going to go. So I just, and again, you're going to take your time popping this down. So.
Just whilst you're showing that as well, should I say, Michelle, did you say you did the covers from mount board?
Yes.
Yes. And how do we get the downloadable? Is that even a word? Paper, says Beth. I think, well, it is now a word, if it wasn't before. You get the downloadable papers within the collection, so you'll get you get a download code to download the papers. And if you don't want to get the collection, you can get the downloadable 8x8 paper pad individually, Jamie, can't you? Yes. Yeah, it's all on the website.
So I'm all stuck down, and I've just folding these back and forth, because as a book, they're going to be folding back and forth. So you want to make sure that they're going to fold back and forth nicely, that everything is really stuck down. Now, these are because it's not an incredibly thick card that I've used, these are a little bit wibbly wobbly, but it's fine because once I get my pages onto there, you're not going to see it. It's not going to make a difference. But that, if I stand it up for you, you can see is my spine.
Yeah.
So I think the thing about this is, it's once you see it done, you're like, oh, that's how easy it is. But it's seeing someone do it first. So should I leave it there? Are we having a break or am I going on?
Yeah, let's have a little. I'm always up for a little break. Always up for a little break. Let's do that. Let's give everyone time to catch up. Any more questions or comments? Or if you are crafting along, let us know so we can expect to see your pictures being sent in towards the end of the show. If we don't get a chance to show them at the end of the craft along, we will show them at the start of Masterclass a little bit later on. I know you've been sending in pictures of puppies. And also we've got Christine's picture of her dressed as an angel, which I think we should definitely see because seeing as this is the angel collection. I think we're definitely going to see that, right guys? Hi to Barbara, who's joined us from Indiana, and hi to Susie T as well, who says hi. Please can we just see this? This is brilliant. An angel on a cloud.
I love that.
Christine, that is brilliant.
That is literally the best thing.
That is amazing. I love that. Christine, you win the fancy dress competition for the year.
Definitely.
Are we going on to the next picture as well? Oh, we've got some pictures of puppies as well.
Yes,
sorry.
always.
Look at Grace.
Oh my days.
Grace looks like a little poodle. Cockapoo? Cavapoo? Jared, you'll have to let us know.
Looks like a little angel dog.
She does look like an angel dog. This one's super cute too. This looks to me like a little... Is that a border collie? It looks like a what? I've not heard of that breed before, Charlotte. Oh, like a St Bernard. But aren't St Bernards like brown and white?
So cute.
That's Don anyway. The Don. Debbie Campbell. Thank you for your picture. Can you let me know what the breed of dog that is, please? And also what the breed of little Grace was as well. And Christine, that costume was just brilliant. Well done, you. Oh, Grace is a multi-poo, apparently. I've not heard of a multi. Have you?
A multi-poo?
Oh,
no.
a multi-poo. Not a multi-poo.
No, not a multi-poo.
Oh, I thought you said a multi. I think like many poodles. Multi-poo. A multi-poo. So a cross between a multi-poo. Many poos. No, so a poodle cross Maltese.
I've no idea.
A Maltese cross poodle. Right, great. I literally thought you said a multi-poo. It's a multi-poo. Right, I got you. It's hard sometimes. It's hard. Right, the main collection you're going to get, there's less than 40 of these available now. So the 8x8 downloadable pad you're going to get alongside your 24 sheets of your linen cardstock. Also alongside that, you are going to receive 24 sheets of your vellum. Then, on top of that, you are also going to receive Kapow, the Heavenly Blessings, which is that beautiful 2-die set, which is going to allow you to create almost like a stained glass window angel.
Yes, it is.
You've got Angel Kisses, which is the angel in the die, then a load of different sentiments to be able to match up to create your own bespoke sentiment. You've then got the Angel Blessings, which is, again, more beautiful sentiments, which can be used for loads of different occasions as well. They are sort of non-specific, but you just want to send a card to somebody and tell them you miss them, or they need sort of chivying up a little bit. That's a great set right there. Angel Prayer is the angel with the harp. Then you've got the Ethereal Angel, which is the angel with the dove and that beautiful feather. Heaven Sent is that the one you used earlier on?
It is.
To create on the vellum,
yeah,
create that sort of stained glass effect. Great for paper piecing, great for your shakers and box lids. You've got edgeables in here as well. That feather is just blooming fantastic, as is the Eternal Love. And then you're also going to receive the Believe in Angels. I mean, I think that's my favourite die within the set. Just being able to create that effect where the angel wings pop out of the cardstock is just brilliant. And then you're also going to get the 3D embossing folder called Angel Wings, where you get just exactly that. You've got the sort of ancient script in the background there and those angel wings which pop out at the top with that 3D effect. You've got less than 40 chances to buy this. £70.40 platinum, $88.80 if you want to grab it in the US and you're a platinum member. So adorable, says Miriam. I love all of those pictures. Good morning for Holidays Designs from sunny Florida. Hi. Hi to Maggie, says Michelle. Your memory book is already looking amazing. And yes, very profesh. And Joanne Jubb says, I love the things you make, Michelle. This has been fabulous. Just in time to make my nephew a photo album for him when he's away from home. It's his 21st birthday and he's in the Navy. Thank you for all of the inspiration. Well, that's what we're here for. We're going to take a short little break. We're going to come back to see some more of this amazing project in just a few moments' time. In the meantime, get your baskets checked out, get your questions in, and we will catch you back here in around about 2 or 3 minutes' time.
My unsung hero has to be Tracy. I'm going to give a little shout out to our Tracy.
I think if I had to nominate somebody, I'd probably go with Tracy.
Because Tracy keeps me fully supplied with cups of tea whenever I'm working here. She always finds me the things that I've lost, and she's always great to be around.
Sort of get involved with our sample library, which is massive. It's where all the samples are kept, all nice and neatly, all labelled up. And part of their job is to get the necessary samples out for the shows that we do every day, get them all ready and prepared, often display them, tidy them away again, pop them back in the sample library, and that takes an inordinate amount of time.
Because they literally are the cogs that keep us working, and I don't think a lot of people realise just what they do for us in terms of getting everything show ready so that we can come in, get ready and be relaxed to go on air and do those kind of things.
So that is just a small part of what they do, you know, as well as being floor managers during the shows, getting us any products that we need, and most importantly, bringing the coffee.
Everybody on screen knows I make everybody's tea and coffee.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
Time to get red carpet ready. Our sensational 17th birthday is nearly here, and we're bringing the razzle dazzle to celebrate in serious style.
Join us from the 17th to the 30th of October for the most sensational soiree of the season.
Boy, do we have some treats in store for you. We have got a star-studded lineup of launches and so many crafty treats and surprises.
So head on over to the Crafters Companion website to find out more.
Very exciting. By the way, if that has got the old crafty juices flowing, make sure you go to the website. You can download the birthday booklet right now. All you have to do is click on my face. And when you do that, you will go to a page where you can download the booklet. I must do that actually because I've got the physical copy right here. Woo! But obviously the digital booklet, I think we've added more bits and pieces to, because certainly over the last few days we were getting asked for other bits and pieces to add to the digital booklet. So I would imagine that is worth downloading if you haven't yet got the physical booklet. Do it right away. Shadiah says, sorry, I'm just, sorry. Shadiah says the Angel Collection, blooming gorgeous, got it 2 days ago. I love it. Hello everyone from Buffalo, New York, says Amanda Rostowski. Hello, and Sylv Sparkley is just laughing at multi-poo. She sent me 4 poo emojis and 3 laughing faces. Let's move on from that and get back to this craft along. So we're going to get as much done as we can in the next 40 minutes. However, we might not get all the pages done, but I suppose once you've done one, you've done them all, really.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought if I show you one page, show you how to attach that, then depending on how many pages you want to attach. So for me, it's going to be 4. If yours is going to be bigger or smaller, it's just going to be exactly the same every single time. So what we're going to do is I am going to use do I want, I'm going to use, couldn't decide. So I'm going to use blue. Now in my original one, I used pink to create the pages. Now if I take that out, so all I've done is I've just done a different way to be able to get my insert out. So you can cut a little slot into it. That way you can just use your circle die and put, you know, your little, just put it over the edge. So you've got anything that's sort of just cutting a notch out of the top that allows you to be able to pop these back in and out is what you're going to do. But I will show you how I did this one. And again, if you want to do it that way, you absolutely can. If you don't, then no matter.
Yeah. So
I've got my piece of card. And again, so my book is 6 inches high, but if you remember, we did 1/4 of an inch smaller for the spine. So my page is going to be exactly the same. So we're going to go, so it's going to be 5 3/4 of an inch high. And I'm going to cut 2 of those. Yeah, so I mean, Jamie was just saying, could we use the ellipse dies? Anything that you've got that is going to create some ability just for you to be able to pop it in and out, you can use. So any of our edgeable dies that you've got that you might want to use that just allows you to be able to pull your insert out. I mean, if you don't want that insert or, you know, the ability to pop something in there, then, you know, you don't have to use it. But yeah, anything that you want, you could use a square die. It doesn't have to be a circle die to create the notch out of the top. But I'll show you just how I did that little wiggly one.
Okay.
Wiggly one. Right, so all I did, so you need 2 pieces for each page, because what you're going to do is you're going to glue them together on 2 of your sides, because if you're having something where you can put it in at the top, you're going to glue your 2 sides together. If you want it where you can insert your pictures to the side, you're going to glue the top and the bottom. This bit that's going to attach to my spine, we don't glue it all yet because we need to put it on obviously before we glue it together. So you need 2 of these, and all I did to create that decorative element on the top is I just measured in 1/2 inch. Put a little notch there. I'm going to bring in my ruler. Oh, words and numbers today, Michelle.
Well, I paused for a second there because I thought I'm not going to say the word ruler.
And I needed you so.
Yeah. Oh,
right,
dear.
so I'm going to go 1 inch down.
Yeah.
And so I've got my inch there, and I'm using my glass mat to measure. So I've got a little of an inch notch there, and then 2 inches in, I'm going to put a little mark there. So I'm 2 inches in here, and I'm 1 inch down. So to make that easier for you, 1 inch down, we're just going to put a long line there. Let me bring in my pen. Oh, I tell you what I'll do. Do I have I had a metallic one here. So you can, a black metallic's not going to work, is it?
Oh, there's a gold one here. You can have this one.
Is there? Oh, yes, please. It's just so people can see where I'm marking.
Well, copper.
That'll do. Perfect.
Welcome.
Right, so I'll turn it back over. So using my glass mat, 1 inch, 1/2 inch in, I'm just going to put a little notch there. So then 2 inches in is where my next notch is going to go. But then I'm going to bring my ruler in, and again, using this, I'm just going to put a line there, just at the top, because then when I bring this one in, that is just 1 inch down there, that's where it's going to intersect. Can you see? So then from that one there, we're going to cut to there, and we're going to cut to there, and it's going to create, just again, it was just a different, interesting way to create that, the top of my page, really. So, just going to line that up and bring that in. And then, because I don't want to go to there, and the reason I don't want to go to there, and I've left a 1/2 inch, is because of my spine. If I cut all the way to that corner there, you're going to see my spine popping out of the top. So hence why I left that 1/2 inch. So there we go. So that is one piece, and we're going to do exactly the same on this next piece.
Yeah.
So I'll do it again with this so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to mark that 1/2 inch in there, and then 2 inches in. Just going to put a line there. I'm going to turn it round, and again using the glass mat, I know that the inch down, I've got that little intersection there.
Okay.
And then obviously you're going to do this with a pencil so you can, you know, get rid of your lines afterwards.
Yeah. Hi to Maggie, who's joined us, and Susan. And also Tess, who says, I'm watching some pretty snow outside with a beautiful tree in the background. Ooh. You know what, Charlotte? You took the words right out of my mouth. Tess, where are you? With snow. Take pictures, please, says Charlotte.
Right, so these are the 2 pieces that I've cut, which are exactly the same. All you're going to do is you're going to flip one over, and when you line them together, you get that little, again, it's just a decorative top to the page.
Yeah.
So I know my page opens at the top, so I'm going to glue these 2 together there, and I'm going to glue it across the bottom here. I'm not going to glue right up to the edge because I want this to open so I can slot it over my page or my spine. So we're just going to glue to there and to roughly about there. And again, you can use red liner tape, you can use a strong glue, because again, it's a page and it's going to be moved all the time, but also because you're going to be putting your photos or whatever it is that you're going to be starring in there, you want it to not come undone. Let it go dry.
Hi Kathy, who's joined us from Missouri. Yeah, Tess, let us know where you're watching from, because we need to see the snow.
Yes, definitely.
Hoping we get a bit of snow here this year. Most
Would be
disappointed
nice.
last year not to get any.
So you can see that I've just glued a strip across.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to turn it over. And we're just going to stick it.
Perfect.
Right, so obviously it opens at the top and I've still got that side opening. So I've got 4 spines in my page or in my book, so I would create 4 of these, which means you need 8 of these pieces. And then, so again, this next bit is personal preference. You don't have to put these 2 pieces together first. You can glue one on that side and then glue one on that side, and then you can glue your pieces together. Or you can do it how I've just done it. This is going to be what you're going to find easiest to do. I always find it easiest to do this way. So I've glued that side, and I'm just going to open that up, and what I will do is I will just, let me do it that way so I can see what I'm doing. I will open it and I will slot it over, and you will sort of slide it up into place, and depending on what glue you've used, then it's going to glue down perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my wet glue. Mm-hmm. And again, this is going to be personal preference. Either use a wet glue on here and then stick it on, or put your red liner tape on here and then slot it over. The only fear is, until you get used to doing it, if you use it with red liner tape and you accidentally let it go, it's going to be stuck into the wrong place. So until you get used to it, I would suggest using a wet glue, maybe over your red liner tape. Then you've still got the ability to be able to move it, but you're still going to get the stick of the red liner and the wet glue. So I've got glue on both sides now, and again, just opening it up, and I'm going to slot it over, and I'm going to hold it. And again, all I'm doing is just pressing on it, checking that it's exactly where I want it to be. And then I'm going to fold that down, holding it in place so it doesn't move off of, away from that edge of the spine. I'm going to give it a good burnish. And you can see now, because especially with me using the same colour, you can't see where that spine ends and my page begins.
Absolutely right.
So turning it over that way. So give it a good burnish. And then, yeah, and you definitely, again, burnish them both ways because it's going to be, it's a book, it's a page, it's going to be used.
Yeah.
But that is how you make your pages. So you're going
Amazing.
to do 4 of those.
Yeah.
And again, you don't have to do it like that. You can just use your circle dies to cut that little notch out at
And
the
like
top.
you say, if you wanted to add more pages, you'd just make the spine bit smaller. The little insert.
These,
so you could
these
fit more
bits,
of them
yeah.
in.
So my actual spine itself here
Yeah.
is 2 inches.
Yeah.
You could make this 4 inches and put 8 of these in that are 1/2 inch wide each. Or you could keep it at 2 inches wide like this is.
Yeah.
And all you're going to do is you're going to make that centre bit
Yes.
smaller. So mine is 1/2 inch on each of those. You can make those at 2/8. You can make them a lot narrower and then you're going to fit twice as many in. The reason I always leave such a big space is because when I make one of these books, I add lots of stuff that will fold out, and I've got lots of pockets and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a whole different show.
Kind of like with the memory books that we have, like the waterfall bits
Yes,
and the other extra
all
pockets
things like
and
that,
bits
yeah.
you put out. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. So that is your pages. You're going to do 4 of those, but we're going to leave that for now because you've seen me do the one. So you know exactly how to do the rest. So what we're going to do is we're going to die cut out that beautiful angel for the, well, it's not actually, it's the feather for the front. So I'm going to pop that to the side and we're going to get our dies, which are just here. So we're going to pop the feather on the front. So again, I'm going to use that same card that I've used throughout. That one's not, I'll put it on that way. So I'm not measuring this per se. All I'm doing is by eye judging how far across here I want this. So
Yeah.
if I bring this one in and show you. I'm going to leave a little seam because if you butt it right up, it makes it look like this comes all the way out and I think it looks a bit odd. So this is roughly, what are we talking, 3 inches. So I'm just going to pop that there. So obviously this cuts this, have I got it the right way up? This beautiful, no, I've got bits in there as well. I'd complain at who used it, but this is mine from home, so I know it was me.
Oh, and I can't even blame Craig on your behalf this time then.
Right, so I'm just going to line it up to that edge. And again, you can see that I'm not too worried about the bottom yet. I will trim that off afterwards and then we will just run it through. And again, so you've seen me do my pages and things. If you were wanting to add the gold gilding wax, do that before you put it all together.
Yeah.
Which I forgot to do. But we're very lucky that that's all I forgot to do.
To be fair, you've squeezed in a lot over the last hour and a half, haven't you?
Yes. I thought if I start doing all those little decorative elements,
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily going to get enough time to show you that. But I just used my king wax. And you've seen me do it a million times and you've probably done it yourself. Just putting a little bit on my finger, running it across all those edges, just where I want it. If I want lots on there, I'm going to use lots. If I want less, I'm going to use less.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do with this is let's peel that off carefully. Right, there we go. So you've got that little notch at the top.
Yeah.
Let's just snip that away. And then I've got the notch at the bottom.
Yeah.
Which again, I'm not too bothered about at the minute because what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this in.
How amazing does that cut, by the way? Like, how intricate
I
is
know,
that die?
I haven't had to
Cuts like a dream.
It really does.
Wow.
So for the outside, my book is 6 inches high. I'm not going to, I don't want a little seam on this. I'm just going to, and the reason I haven't, I could have cut this to 6 inches. The reason I didn't is because I wanted to judge where that ended at the top and where that ended at the bottom. I didn't want to miss a little bit off. So I'm going to cut it afterwards because I want to just cut a slither at the top because that's a bit messy for me. But obviously, I'm cutting a little bit of the bottom away as well. So I'm going to bring that back round and I'm going to measure it down to the 6 inches now. Oh, it's done. Perfect. So I'm going to bring it in. And again, before I commit to putting it on and to where I want it, I could leave that wide if I wanted it to, but I don't. I want it a lot narrower, so hence why I didn't cut the piece of card down first. I do like to keep putting things back onto my project to see if that's where I want it, if that's how I want it, and if it's not, then I've still got the opportunity here to cut it down, whereas if I'd already cut it down, I'd have to cut another one out. So, as my mum says, sometimes I do things a little cack-handed, but it works for me. So, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
So, what I am going to do is we are going to bring that wax in because I want to wax this up.
We will have the gilding waxes on the website, won't be on the show. But certainly last week we had all of the colours in. We've got the 4 different golds, haven't we, and then 1 silver. That's the King Gold, is it?
Yes, the King Gold. I love this one. It is my favourite. But again, depending on what papers you're using, what card you're using, they all lend themselves to a different wax.
Ooh, 25% off our gilding waxes at the minute.
Ooh.
Oh, no. Yeah. Get that in your basket. Hi also to Nancy who's joined us, saying hi from me to all of you, and hi to Terry Anderson who says I'm sneaking in for a little bit. Hello from Ohio. Hello Terry, hello Nancy, and also hi to Kathy who's joined us from Missouri. Can you give us a wave in the socials please? Well, not a wave because we won't see it, but like a little nod if you're going to be doing this craft along, or if you are crafting along currently, you're planning on doing it later or even indeed next week. Let us know if you are planning on doing it please, because we definitely want to see your finished projects. Tag Michelle in them, whatever you do. I know lots of people have bought the collection during the show, but we defo want to see your pictures of your makes, because it must be pleasing for you, Michelle, as the author of the craft along, the leader of the craft along. Still not the word I want. To see what other people have made from what you've thought up. It must be amazing. Creator, thank you, Charlotte.
Yeah, do you know what it really is? I have been tagged quite a few times in things that people have made. Yeah. That they've either followed or they've been inspired by. And do you know what? That's why I do it. Yeah. Not to be tagged. Well, that's fabulous, but to inspire other people. Yeah. You know, I want to share what I can do with everyone. And I do try to do it in a way that they understand as well, so.
I do think as well, as much as I love everyone's craft alongs that we do, I do think you come into your own when it comes to craft alongs.
When I'm doing my prep at home and it's a craft along, I feel like I come into my own because it's, you're sort of not cramped. You can just go for it. You can absolutely make anything you want.
I suppose like on a normal demo, you're sort of cramped for time a little bit, aren't you? And you have to do certain bits not live. So yeah, I can tell that you're in your element when you do these.
And the thing is, when I create something like this, so someone asked for this and I was so happy because I love to make these. Yeah. So being able to share it, and when, I can't remember who it was that asked, but when they asked, I was like, absolutely yes. Right, so I've brought in this one as well. So this is the Eternal Love, and this is the one that I've put on the back, on the inside, to create that little pocket. So if I just bring in my completed one, so that is that pocket. So what did I do? That's roughly 5.5 inches. So we will cut this one down because I know exactly how big it's to be. Yeah. So I've got 5.5 inches. And 6 inches high, which again is the height of my book.
Yep.
And we're going to pop this on.
You can't see what we can see because it's all very top secret, but there's lots of behind the scenes stuff going on ready for birthday. And I tell you, so Jake has got a job that he's doing at the moment. There's been lots of jobs been going on around the studio. You don't have to see it until Monday, but lots of stuff going on. You know, things getting hung up, things being designed and placed. And this is Jake's job currently. This is what he's doing. That's all he's doing. It's a very important job. And you're not allowed to see him, so. It just made me laugh because he's just stood over there. It's the best job you've had all day, that, isn't it? Stand there, don't move. Just a few people are going to be doing the craft along, by the way. Coletta says, I'm planning on doing this later, trying to get Halloween cards done today with the Halloween collection box. Jennifer's doing it. I'll definitely be doing the craft along, just not today, but already saved it. Diane's doing it. Angela says she'll be doing it. Tess is planning on doing it. Definitely if my angel collection gets out of shipping limbo. Sorry to hear that. I'm sure we're with you soon, I'm sure. And Barbara says, I don't have the angel collection, but I will try after I finish Craig's Advent craft along. That's the great thing as well. Lots of craft alongs to choose from. So if you can't get around to doing this, plenty more that you can be doing. But if you haven't yet got this collection, we do still have around about, I think, just about 40 of these left if you want to grab them. So do go quickly. And if you are doing them, like Miriam and Coletta and Diane, tag Michelle in your finished project, please. We will love to see them.
Right, so that is my angel cut out. I've got that lovely piece at the front, but what you're going to do is to reinforce this, because if you're going to make it as a pocket, it's always nice to have a reinforced front bit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring this in. So this is our Centura pearl. I think on the pocket on that one, I used pink card. But again, it really doesn't matter. So we're just going to cut roughly 1/2 inch. And all I'm going to do is we're just going to glue it down there.
Oh, yeah.
And again, all it does is reinforces that pocket. So let's just put a bit of glue on there. Pop that on. So I will do this whenever I'm making one of these. I always will reinforce anything that I'm going to be using as a pocket.
Right.
You don't have to. If you don't want to see that, reinforce it in the same colour. You've just got that double layer of whatever it is you're using.
Yeah.
And again, just that reinforcement. So we're going to tape all these bits down. I do keep sticking my finger to it though.
Now we've got tape pens on the show, not the dotty tape pens unfortunately, but if you need to stock up on your glue tape pens, they are on the show.
So I would probably, I've cut mine a little too narrow. I would probably have left a little bit more. Again, depending on how much pocketage you want.
Pocketage?
So I'm going to line that up with that line just there. There we go. Now I've done it again. I would have put some gold gilding wax on that, but I've just totally forgot, which is okay. But you can see now you've got the ability to.
Oh yeah.
Even if you're having it as slim as mine, you can just have something poking under, poking out. Doesn't have to go all the way in. But that's so that's the front and that's the back.
I love this.
That is my page. And then I think really I've got the angel thing to put on the front, haven't I? Where is it? This is one of my favouriteest things ever, this. So this is the one where you've got that beautiful die. Mm-hmm. And then all those different stamp sentiments. I just adore it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So let's die cut this out.
I'm not putting any pressure on, but I'm kind of thinking that I'm calling demo of the day now, and I'm calling demo of the week potentially on Sunday. I'm here. I mean, there's some great projects already up there, but I'm here on Sunday. So, if you need a helping hand, Michelle.
I paid you enough earlier.
Did you though? That's the question. But the whole point is, you don't need me to help you this time out, because that is going to be a surefire. Well, it's got to win demo of the day first, but if it does, it's going to be in with a big shout. How are you doing for stars, by the way, currently?
I've got 8 stars and I've got 1 glitter one.
Oh, you're right up there, aren't you? To be fair,
I'm not doing bad. I was sort of lagging a little bit, but then I made a comeback. So I'm going to cut this out of the blue and the gold. So I've used the matte mirror gold. So I'll just pop that back through. Yeah, this top was a bad idea. I keep getting caught on my sleeve.
Just as long as you don't get it caught in the machine.
Oh, don't say that. Oh, I was watching, my daughter showed me a video on...
Oh no, is this gone?
Instagram or something. There was a girl, she was in some fast food joint and she had a long ponytail in her hair.
What?
Well, I don't know what machine it was, I don't know. It had some sort of mechanical moving bits, but she flicked her head round to look at someone and her hair got caught in the machine and it sucked her head right into this machine. And obviously, you know, it's not what you want to do.
Definitely not.
No.
What you want to.
But I did watch it about 20 times. You know, when that's awful. But I was just so horrified for this girl that had happened to her. I can't even begin to imagine.
But you still have to watch it 20 times?
Yes. She's still alive. I think she might be minus a little bit of hair.
Yes. Gil just said, Ben, I completely agree with you regarding demo of the day and week. I'll go one step further and say demo of the month.
Aww.
Barbara saved the show. For Holidays Design says, I agree, demo of the week. And demo of the year, says Miriam Robinson.
Ooh.
And I don't know the song here, Rhonda, but Rhonda has messaged saying, Angel, whap, whap, whap. Guess the song.
I've never heard that one, but I like it.
3 A, so A, as in Angel, whap, whap, whap. I don't know what that song is. Angel, whap, whap, whap. Guess that song, I don't know it. Angel, whap, whap, whap. I love this new game you've come up with, Rhonda.
So I'm going to pick a couple of my stamps. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a piece of this paper that's not too busy that I'm going to be able to stamp on, and I'm still going to be able to see what it is that I've stamped.
Right.
So let me just pop that there and that there. Pick them up. And this is where I'm going to use my quick dry midnight colour ink. That's a bit wonky. Straighten that up. And again, you could use any colour that is going to tie in with yours. I mean, I'm using the navy a lot, which is why I've gone for the midnight blue. Oh, look at that. It astounds me every time that I stamp perfectly with a rocker block. And for no other reason that because I've always been rubbish at stamping, and I tend to not be able to do it with anything other than our stamping platform. When I use our rocker blocks, it makes me very happy, I must admit. Is that very sad?
Not at all. I think so. Apparently the Angel Whap 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 is from Golden Years, David Bowie. I'm struggling to think how that song goes now. I only know the Golden Years, Golden Years. That's the only bit I know. I don't know where the Angel Whap 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 comes into it, but I'll be listening to that after the show, Rhonda. Thank you.
Right, so let's get these stuck on. So I've roughly cut these, and how I'm going to put these on is I'm just going to give them a bit of an S shape.
Yeah.
So
literally, by the end of the hour, we'll have got you've made the kind of bones of it really and decorated. So then people can just decide if they want to add more pages to their.
That's it.
Their album.
So they know exactly how to make the pages.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same way. And everything else has been done so they know exactly how to pop it all together. And then the rest is just the fun bit of popping it all together. So I'm going to put that on there. And then what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to bring in my hot glue. Because it's an S shape, it's not going to glue down properly. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue just on the two little bumpy bits.
Yeah.
That are going to meet the page. And then I squish it, push them together, push my fingers together, and they're going to glue down with that lovely shape in there. And exactly the same with this. I'm going to pop that on there. I'm just going to put a bit of glue on that side that I know is going to hit the page, and there. Push them together as much or as little as you want, depending how much height you want on that. And then I've got enough time, haven't I? So that is the front. So if I bring in, let me move some mess so you can see all my little bits. So I have got all sorts of little bits in my stash at home. Little bits of beads on a string. So beads on a string.
Beads on a string, beads on a string, beads on a string. Hey.
I've got lots of string beads, lots of different kinds of string beads. So these are the corners that I was telling you about that you can see on my other book. They are just a flat corner, just for decoration. So you're just going to hot glue gun those on there. And so again, found this lock. So I've got this lock in here, so you know you can be popping that on. Obviously move your angel.
So you can just buy assortments of these sort of metal bits and bobs, can you?
You can buy these on those big marketplacey things. You can buy them everywhere. I mean, we've done a few charms with a few of our collections.
Yeah.
I've just got lots of little charms. So these are the split rings that you can buy. Yeah. That is the ones that you get on the sort of key rings that we tend to buy anyway. And again, so just lots of little metal charms that I've got in my stash. Some of these, actually, there's a cupcake here. Some of these are what we did with the collection. But then what I also found is, which I thought went perfectly, some little cherubs.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
So you could pop one of those on the front. This is the bit where you're going to have a lot of fun. But if I let me bring this in to show you. The way that I made this, okay, so all I did was I cut out a circle of my card. I got my feather. I got a few of my bead strings of beads. I got my feather. I just gathered them together at the top and I just glued them underneath that circle. And then they're just going to hang down as long or as short as you want them. And then what I did on the top is, so through that circle, I have got these, and you can get these as well all over the internet. It's like a split pin. So you can see it's the split pin at the, you can't, can you? It's the split pin there. And it's got a ring on the front. So that split pin, it's like a brad. It's gonna go through your card. It's gonna hold on, but then you can hang all your stuff. So if you've made your little key ring, you can hang that onto there. So again, if I bring this in, shall I turn it around that way for you? That way? So if I bring it in, you can see that I've got that split pin, or the brad. It's gone through my piece, my circle card that I've cut, and I've just hooked all my little charms onto it. So that is all I've done. And then they are just glued underneath that circle, just on there. But then that actually can be removed if you want it to be. But so besides those few little last embellishments on there, I think we're done.
Amazing. And in perfect time as well.
Yeah.
Please send in your comments and let us know how much you love it. I know plenty of you already have, and we've been reading them out through the show. Astrid just says, all Michelle's craft alongs are worth saving. She is an awesome crafter.
Oh, thank you.
And For Holidays Design says, I'm so impressed that Michelle could do this much in 2 hours whilst talking, no less. I mean, I just struggle to talk for 2 hours, let alone do that as well. I mean, absolutely. And also, yes, be distracted by the cheeky monkeys in the gallery today. So she's done a fantastic job, as always. We'll have a look at that one more time as we get out of the show, but what a brilliant, brilliant project. If you want to copy it, you'll need the Angel collection. It is still available for you. The 12 by 12 paper pad has sold out though, so within the set you will still get your 24 pieces of your luxury linen cardstock, 250 GSM. You're also going to get your downloadable element, which is the 8 by 8 paper pad, and you'll get your physical 24 sheets of vellum included as well. So that's your consumable element. Then you're going to get all of the hardware. So all of these amazing dies. You've got 3D embossing folders in here too. That angel wings is beautiful. Speaking of angel wings, you've got the Believe in Angels die, which is going to allow you to cut out those beautiful wings into your cardstock. Then you're seeing some of the elements that Michelle used within the craft along there, the beautiful angel, the feathers. You've got the Heaven Sent die, which Michelle used earlier on Wake Up Call. You've got stamp and die sets as well, including the ethereal angels and the angel prayer. Then you've got your sentiments, so angel blessings. So this is a lovely collection of stamp sentiments, and alongside that, there's the angel die, which Michelle cut out, and then again, you've got a whole host of other sentiments that you can use alongside that too. Less than 40 chances to get the full bundle, £70.40 or £88.80 is the price on that, and I know more people will continue to check out after the show. Love this, says Deborah. Boom. Brenda says, this is a beautiful and creative mini book. Laurie says, great album, I love it. Busy Lizzie says, beautiful project, Michelle. Coletta says, I cannot wait to try this one, Michelle. And Clarice says, my angel collection just arrived yesterday, so I will be giving this a go. Can we have one final little look at the book? I think
Yes.
it's worth showing one final time. We have got masterclass coming up for you at 6, which is all about the Knitweek collections. But this, oh boy, is fantastic. One last look at this amazing craft along project. That's brilliant, honestly. Fantastic. Jamie's already called it, saying we're not even going to bother doing a vote later because that is going to win. Well, you never know. Michelle might have something even more amazing up her sleeve in the masterclass later. Thank you so much for a lovely show.
Yes, no, thank you. I really enjoyed that.
We'll be back in 2 hours' time with more as far as the Knitweek collections are concerned. And I hope you'll join us for more fun and frolic and what I am sure are going to be more fantastic demos. Until then, have a brilliant rest of your afternoon, morning, evening? No, morning, afternoon. And we'll see you later on in the evening, 6 o'clock for that masterclass. Bye-bye.